Welcome to Indigenous Media Network News Bulletin. Today, the 12th of October 2021. First, the headlines. The US trained more than 650 journalists in fair and balanced journalism. South Sudan president accused his Ethiopian counterpart for not fulfilling his promises. 8 South Sudanese refugees killed by Sudanese farmers in Sennar state. South Sudan's Kiir sacks 2 ministers, advisor. News in details. Ethiopia. The U.S. Embassy in Addis Ababa reported to have trained more than 650 journalists on fair and balanced reporting. The training on various topics were designed to benefit Ethiopian broadcast and print and editors, according to U.S. Embassy in Addis Ababa. A series of 25 week-long workshops was part of the U.S. commitment to promote democratic governance, including transparency and accountability, in addition to excellence in journalism. The training was implemented by Johns Hopkins Center for Communications Programs, CCP, with support from the U.S. Embassy in Ethiopia and in partnership with the National Electoral Board of Ethiopia and Addis Ababa University School of Journalism and Communications. Ethiopian has long history of restricting journalists to report on sensitive issues. In the past, journalists were jailed accused of terrorism. South Sudan. South Sudan president accused of blackmailing his Ethiopian counterpart, Abiy Ahmed, for failing to live to his words on Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, source of contention between 2 downstream states, Sudan and Egypt. According to Salva Kiir, Abiy Ahmed had promised to entrust him to mediate on Ethiopian Renaissance Dam between Sudan and Egypt. South Sudan president, who claims he was promised to mediate between the 2 parties after his reappointment early this month, complained of Abiy's no mention when he attended the ceremony of Abiy Ahmed early this month. Kiir was further quoted to have blamed his Ethiopian counterpart, who avoids talks on the negotiation process over Renaissance Dam with 2 downstream states, Sudan and Egypt. On the other hand, South Sudan often accused of leaning on its long-standing ally, Egypt, since the struggle for independence. But South Sudanese liberation struggle was staged from the Gambela enclave and frontier along South Sudan border. Ethiopia's Gambela region has been destination for South Sudanese refugees, mainly Nuer, fleeing political persecution and conflict since 1955. Kiir, who was on 2 days official visit to Egypt, had discussed on bilateral issues, among others, the water resources development, agriculture and basic social services as education and health. Also, South Sudan President, Salva Kiir, has sacked 2 ministers and an advisor in northern Bahr el Ghazal state. Kiir, in a decree issued on Saturday, gave no reasons for his decision, which comes less than a year since these appointments were made. Some officials, however, attributed the changes to recommendations made by Governor Tongakin Inga, in which he allegedly asked Kiir to remove the 2 state ministers and an advisor. They cited lack of loyalty and connection with political competitors as having influenced the president's decision to sack these officials. According to the presidential decree, Kiir removed Information Minister Abraham Wilcom, replacing him with William Anyone Kuhl. The South Sudanese leader, in the decree, also sacked Education Minister Valentino Achik Deng and replaced him with Bola Kok. Akok was serving as State Minister of Animal Resources and Fisheries. Meanwhile, Kiir also removed Arcangelo Athianteng Angok, a former deputy governor and a veteran of the liberation struggle, from an advisory position without replacement and no new assignment. The Tower Post. On another development, at least 8 South Sudanese refugees were killed and several others wounded by Sudanese farmers inside a farm in Abu Hajj locality of Sudan's Sennar state last Wednesday, local officials said. Chief John Bad Deng, the refugees' leader in the Saba camp in Abu Hajj, told Radio Tamazuj that the killings happened after a group of South Sudanese laborists killed a Sudanese farmer when they disagreed over wages. Deng said the Sudanese farmer had brought more than 15 South Sudanese laborists to harvest sesame, simsim, on his farm, but 11 of them disagreed over the labor costs, saying it was insufficient. They demanded that they should be dropped back to their location by the same farmer due to the distance, but the farmer only dropped them halfway, he said. They clashed on the road and the farmer was beaten to death. In an act of revenge, Deng said, the family members of the Sudanese farmer retaliated and attacked the laborists who had agreed to work on the farm, killing 6 of them. On the second day, they killed 2 people, and 6 of the bodies were taken to an unknown location, while 2 bodies which were found on the road were buried, he added. John Monirok, an eyewitness and one of the survivors, said they were attacked at night inside the farm by heavily armed people on vehicles firing indiscriminately against them. I ran for my life and hid inside the farm. 6 of my companions were killed but I don't know if they killed more people outside there, he said. Monirok said he saw the 6 bodies being taken in a pickup and taken to an unknown location. Michael Both, one of those injured, said he was attacked, beaten up, and locked up for several days. I was not aware of what had happened and they met me walking alone on the road. They beat me on my legs and locked me up in a room for days, Both told Radio Tamazuj. The 2 survivors believe many South Sudanese laborers are scared and are hiding in the bushes fearing for their lives. Sennar state officials declined to comment on the deadly incident. Radio Tamazuj. Thanks for listening. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel for more news and updates. Join us again in our next news bulletin.